today topic is the amphibian general character. Amphibian general character. So last class discussed about the different type study of fishes. Scolidon, fish general character, classification, Scolidon, different kind of systems already studied. So now today I am discussing about the amphibian general character. The study of amphibian is called as amphibiology. Amphibiology. Or butterology. Amphibiology or butterology. The study of amphibian is called as amphibiology or butterology. So it is very, very important. So why? Because so these amphi mean both. What both? Partial lifetime of this amphibian live in the water medium, aquatic medium. Partial life is live on the terrestrial life. It means two medias from aquatic to terrestrial media. So they are living partially in aquatic media, partially in terrestrial media. That's why this group of animals are called as amphibians. Both life is dual mode life is making their performance. That is aquatic performance, terrestrial performance. That's why this group of animals are called as amphibian. So study of amphibian is called as amphibiology. So the following general characters are expressing thereof. Number one, the first character is generally amphibians. First character is generally. So these group of animals generally they are origin in the Devonian period. They are origin in the Devonian period. After origin in the Carboniferous period, the number of amphibian number is increasing. So that's why the Carboniferous period is called as golden age of amphibian. So these animals general character now I am discussing. The first character is the amphibians are dual mode life is living, aquatic mode life as well as terrestrial mode life. So these all are phyclothermic animals, cold-blooded animals. You know already animals are classified into main categories: warm-blooded, cold-blooded. So here all the amphibians are cold-blooded animals. So according to situation for the escaping of adverse condition, abnormal condition, so these amphibians can able to exhibit the hibernation and estivation. Why these two are the sleeping period? That is summer sleeping, winter sleeping, hibernation, estivation. So both two different kind of hibernation and estivation are takes place. These one kind of they are escaping from the critical condition. So for that purpose they are entering the hibernation and estivation. So skull is generally very soft, scaleless skull is present. Generally scales are completely absent in the amphibian body, and also generally a pair of pentadactyl limbs are present. They are useful for the locomotion purpose. Two pairs of pentadactyl limbs. Some amphibian limbless animals also present, but majorly present in the pentadactyl. First, tetrapods. Amphibians are the first tetrapods. A pair of forelimbs, a pair of limbs are first present in the amphibians only. So next, skull is generally dicondylic type skull is present. Dicondylic skull is present. What is the dicondyly? At the posterior region, the skull is situated on the skull, posterior part of the skull. Two condyli-like structures are there. The two condyli elevations are set in the first vertebrae axis. So that's why this amphibian skull is called as dicondylic skull. Generally vertebrae are procellus, amphicellular type of vertebrae out there. What kind of vertebrae are procellus and amphicellular type of vertebrae out there generally? So teeth are generally arthrodont, pulphodont, homodont type of teeth are present. Arthrodont, pulphodont, and homodon. Homodon. Operodon means generally on both upper and lower jaw, teeth are arranged very loosely arranged. The loose arrangement of teeth on upper and lower jaw is called as operodon. Polypodon means many times replacing. So old are losing, gaining, losing, gaining. Many times replacement is takes place. Such many times replacement going on. Teeth are called as polypodon. Homodon means generally the teeth are similar in structure, similar in function. Such type of teeth are called as homodon teeth are there. Operodon, polypodon, homodon type of teeth are present in the amphibian. So this is teeth section. So next, generally respiration takes place by the cutaneous, pulmonary as well as buccopharyngeal respiration also takes place. Three different kind of respiration is carried out by in the amphibian. The cutaneous respiration is also called as skin respiration. Lung respiration is called as the pulmonary respiration, and buccopharyngeal respiration. Buccal cavity, pharynx are also useful in the respiration. So that's why it is called as buccopharyngeal respiration. So generally the heart is three-chamber heart is present. A pair of a single auricle, a pair of ventricles are there. This three-chamber heart is associated with the truncus arteriosus and sinus venosus. So here three-chamber heart is present in the wherein especially in amphibian. So a pair of mesonephric kidneys are there. They are useful for the excretion purpose. A pair of mesonephric kidneys are present. So generally these are 10 pairs of cranial nerves are present. 10 pairs of cranial nerves are present. Sexes are separated. Sexes are separated. Generally indirect development is takes place. Generally indirect development is takes place. Generally larva for tadpole larva is present. So these are major important characters exhibit the amphibian. The following character once again reminding devil mode life is living, pygolothermic animals, scaleless in the skull, so and also dicondylic type of skull is there, procellus and opisthocoelous type of vertebrae are there, three-chamber heart is present, so generally mesonephric kidneys are there, so cutaneous respiration, pulmonary respiration, buccopharyngeal respiration takes place. So these are some important general characters belongs to the fishes. So now I am discussing about the classification of amphibian. Classification of amphibian. So amphibians are classified into main groups. They are of number one. Amphibians are classified into main groups. They are of number one Stichocephaly list amphibia. Stichocephaly. List amphibian. Stichocephaly list amphibian. Stichocephaly is further classified into three main categories: Labyrinthodontia, Lepospondyli, Lepospondyli, so as well as Philophandyli. So leaf amphibians are further classified into three main categories: Epoda, Urodila, Endira. Three different kind of classes are present in this amphibian. So basically amphibians are placed two main groups. That is the Stichocephaly, list amphibian. Stichocephaly group of this group almost all extinct animals are living. They are not present living. All are expired. They are not expired. They are extinct. So this Stichocephaly further classified into three main categories: Labyrinthodontia, Philophandyli, Lepospondyli. All group of animals are now they are not. Even single species also not exist. So next, all the living animals amphibians are included in list amphibia. So this list amphibia further classified into three main categories: Epoda, Urodila, Endira. First, Force means locomotive alcohol. Limbless animals are included in the echinoderm. So here there is no forelimbs in limb. So generally they are worm-like structure is present. Generally they are burrowing. Different kind of holes are formed in the upper. In these holes, these echinoderm animals generally live. So Urodila, tail containing animals included the Urodila. So South America is called as headquarters of Urodila because of in this world Urodila is present only in the South Africa. That's why South Africa is called as so Urodila headquarters of Urodila. So in this animal, forelimbs and hindlimbs are equal in size. There is no differentiation. So tail containing animals are included in Urodila. Anura, tailless animals are included. There is no any tail in Anura group of animals. So Achordata, it means tailless animals are included. In this tailless animal, forelimbs are big in size, hindlimbs are large in size. So like that, classification is will be important in the small question examination. Urodila, Anura, discuss like that question will be asking in the annual examination. Thank you.